Congratulations, but I want to take your head off in the game. So.
Jordy, don't ruin them.
It's going to be a really good game, and we hope for Cade Simpson's sake. He has a brilliant game and a fantastic finish to his career.
McCluggage has been good on the wing for the Brisbane Lions. Mark Murphy's played a little bit out there as well. We'll see if that matchup occurs throughout the night also.
So here we go, Brisbane v Carlton. Enjoy the first half. We'll see you at half-time.
And we're underway. There is big Oscar McInerney. Pitternet went and found it. Walsh is having another very good year. Sticks it wide, looking for Casbolt. Broken up in the air by Gardner.
De Koning playing forward there. Pitternet taking that first ruck. He's been a positive the last month, watching him develop. They've got one for the future there, Carlton.
Pitternet working his way to the front. McInerney just palming it down. Starcevic. Rayner, Nunes, and then Gibbons. De Koning, the player just mentioned by Richo, getting involved. Gardner ripped in a really good tackle. Umpire has a very close look, and he might have been lucky to get away with it.
Tell you what, Richo, I'm a huge fan of what we've seen of Tom De Koning. As you said, there's some athleticism, bit of aggression.
It's good below his knees too, Das.
Got it down to Sam Walsh on that occasion. Eddie Betts, great news, he's going around again for the Navy Blues. Here's Cade Simpson. We're going to love every minute of his final game. Live ball still to be won there. Levi Casbolt did well to pick it up. Now Darcy Gardner. Put it back through the hands of Rich Lester. Now McCluggage, normally capable user by foot. Lincoln McCarthy's got it out the back. Petrevski-Seton, enough skill, enough pace, enough agility to Wittering. And that kick, a little awkward one for Mark Murphy. Let's go, coach.
Yeah, guys, it was a perfect day, and I was about to say to the cross before the game that it's perfect conditions for football. It wasn't dewy, and just as they tossed the coin, the rain started to come down. So expect to be a few mistakes early while the rain still is sprinkling down.
Zorko. So important to Brisbane. Ball use terrific to Neil. McCluggage. Birchall. Hot handball for Neil.
Carlton are closing down the space really well here early.
Lions, beautiful ball for Rich. That opens this up now. Starcevic sticks it inside 50. Superb. Jared Lyons, magnificent ball.
And that's what it was going to take. Carlton were putting really good pressure on the ball carrier, but that was just a brilliant kick into the middle of the ground. Look at this here. That opens up the other side of the ground for the forwards, and it was just really easy. Look at all that fat side space that Lincoln McCarthy had to lead into.
Geez, that shows you a team with real confidence, doesn't it, when you're happy to bite that off early in a game.
Makes it so much easier when you're playing deep forward, when you bite it off into the middle.
Good start, Brisbane. So Lincoln McCarthy hits the scoreboard first. It came on the back of some sizzling ball movement. Can this be their year? Back to the early 2000s when that incredible team played in all those grand finals in a row.
It's become an important part of this forward line. He's kicking a goal a game. He can mark the footy overhead. Here it is again. It's so important with congestion in football and players being so good defensively. If you can kick the ball into the middle of the ground like that and hit targets, just opens everything up for your forward line group. McCarthy would have loved that. Carlton's pressure was good. There was nothing wrong with their pressure. It just took that beautiful kick from Lions to break everything up.
So Lincoln McCarthy there is the deepest forward at the moment for the Brisbane Lions. He's played 36 games in the last 2 years. He's had a good run. He only got 5 games in the previous 2 years before that. So become a real staple of this Lions team. Here's the big O. As Hodgie said, he's stood up. And Steph Martin injured the last couple of months. Steph Martin's back in there this time. McStay. Charlie Cameron had his jumper. Initially tugs Zorko, sizes up the goal, got through heavy traffic and just dragged it across the face. But this is a powerful start from the Brisbane Lions.
Wiedering to bring it in and sizes up the centre of the ground. It's a big thumping ball to Koning. Nice. Archie floating mark. Off to Rich. Pumps it back long and deep. Cameron out the back. It doesn't get to him. Petrevski-Seton. Nunes. And that is going to be marked. Broken up by Starcevic. He's made a nice start to this game.
Back into the team tonight.
It's a good team to come back into with finals on the way.
Bocci.
You can already see the mindset from Carlton. The first play on, the first kick in, they go straight up the middle, and then Nunes tries to bring it back inside. But as you see, Starcevic with that intercept, but you can tell their mindset. They want to take the game on, give their forwards an opportunity.
Always great to have the four-time premiership superstar Luke Hodge with us on Saturday Night Footy. Kade Simpson's caught one flush. No, don't need that in your last game, do you? It was a heavy knock. He'll be okay. Let's get back to Nunes. Dumps it down the line to Coney. Gave a good contest. Rich picked it up. Lester was dumped by a Martin tackle. Now Gibbons. They've been pretty aggressive in their ball work so far. Carlton Hipwood is pushed up into defence. And the Lions are going to clear, although brilliant effort. The diving smother was perfectly timed. Let's go back. There it is.
Brisbane.
Not what you need, Richo, in your last game, Kade Simpson.
No, and that's a little reminder why you probably just finish off after that. Let's hope his teeth are all right. He was checking his teeth there.
To the front. Comes to Kennedy. High ball around the corner, and Archie again for the second time.
Stay with you, Michael. Thank you.
Brilliant judgment in the air. They play an exciting brand of footy, Brisbane. Curnow, a little one. Nunes, we know about his set shot kicking. He doesn't choose to do it. He picks out Murphy.
That was Carlton's first mark, so it just shows you how much pressure this Brisbane team puts on. Close down space. Don't allow uncontested marks to the opposition.
Speaking of loyal and fantastic stalwarts of the Carlton Footy Club, Mark Murphy. In game number 285, he steers it through. Well done. And a necessary response after a really crisp Brisbane start.
They're on, though, the Blues. The pressure's been good. Contested footy is even early in the game.
That's pretty poor marking from the Brisbane Lions. Zach Bale's behind Murphy as he went to go past and then just totally forgot about it. You can't get in front of the ball, especially when it was a 50-50 contest. You've got to stay defensively, make sure no Carlton mid or forward pops out the front.
Carlton fans enjoy that one. Mark Murphy kicks their first goal. He and Kade Simpson have played 276 games together. That is a lot of football. Two Carlton champions. Pitternet went over the top of Steph Martin, back in for his first centre bounce in a couple of months. Archie, Martin's got him in a good tackle. Got it out to Birchall. And now Charlie Cameron. He's got a couple of tricks. He looked at Plough and he said, "Now I've got you for leg speed," and dumps it inside forward 50. Good defensive mark. Taken back there by Cam Polson, but he's cocked it up big time.
They go back inside 50 here, the Lions, and Rayner, I thought, might have copped a high one. No free for him. Williamson. Raking left foot out of half back.
Got away with one there, Carlton, because no team punishes turnovers better than the Brisbane Lions. Pretty lucky there, the Blues.
Cunningham. Mackay emerging.
That's great. When you wheel and go like that, that is really good play.
Play on.
Look at the
Curnow.
space.
Now Cripps back to Curnow. Gets around Ellis Yeoman and sticks it inside 50 nicely. Michael Gibbons wants to give it off. De Koning went and found it. It dribbles into the hands of Casbolt, and he kicks a goal. Levi Casbolt gets on the end of some good work from the Blues. The Twin Towers there working nicely. Mackay up the ground and Levi Casbolt staying closer to home.
Richo, you called this beautifully at the time. It's often the big forwards who want to play on because they know that's exactly how they want the ball themselves.
Exactly, Dus. And he played on, and then you'd think on the move. And when you do that, look at all the forwards that are out behind the footy. It doesn't give the Brisbane Lions any time to set up their defence. I mean, De Koning probably should have marked that. It doesn't matter. They get the goal anyway. But defences hate that. You keep the defence on the move. Keep them in front of you, and that's what Carlton did then. But it all started because Harry Mackay just played on instinctively.
Bounce probably favoured Steph Martin in the end. He was able to get through. He's dragged it back under Sam Walsh. What does the umpire?
On the ball, dragged it in, Sam.
It was always going to be an issue. Carlton in the last two games, the umpire just issuing some instructions. Haven't kicked the goal at quarter time, so this is a better start for him with the last two. In front, Plowman did a good job. Backed himself in.
Hold there, hold.
In front of Charlie Cameron. That's a good look at what's in front. Lockie Plowman.
Run the ball back in the air a few times now in their defensive 50, Carlton.
Nice use of the body from Eddie Betts. Archie, Casbolt got him.
Tell you what, the Carlton boys are up and about here. That's a big physical tackle from Cas, but as you see him, he sees Archie, who's only probably about 80-odd kilos, and drives him straight into the ground. But you can tell by their intensity around the stoppage, their movement, their intercept marking, the real focus on tonight.
No surprise that you enjoyed that, Hodgie. Just a big body smashing into a little bloke.
Mate, when you get the opportunity to do it nice and clean.
Nice and clean. He actually got that sentence out, Hodgie, didn't he?
Or otherwise.
Yeah, if that's it. However it happens.
Had a big smile on his face too.
You could just know it. McCluggage is a good player. Tumbles it inside 50. Petrevski-Seton loses the handle. Coleman didn't find a body with the handball. Petrevski-Seton, and that is not going to work. Out of bounds on the full.
Go, ball's coming. Let it go. Back here.
You know Carlton's pressure's good because Brisbane are handballing it more than they would like. They'd a high kick to handball team, Brisbane, but early on it's 50-50, so Carlton's pressure's there.
High ball in. Almost Martin, spiked forward by Hipwood. Taken over by Paulson.
Hodgie, have you noticed any work being put into Lockie Neal so far? He's had 3 touches.
Yeah, he just got that kick in there, but Curnow has got a very physical job on him. The last stoppage, he's just sort of playing, he's pushing back in there now, but that last stoppage, he was right on him, very physical.
Here he is now. In fact, that was Zorko in and under Lockie Neal. Not far away. Paulson back into the side, and they've got it up. Coming out of defence a couple of times. Archie's got it. He thought about Birchall. Now he's just having a look himself. Archie now eventually does go to Birchall.
It's 3 intercept marks already for Archie. Good start.
Birchall. He's a chance from here, Rich. That's no problem distance-wise. He's a sweet timer of the ball. It looks home. Let's have a listen. It's there. You don't allow that man to space anywhere in that zone. He's such a superb kick, Daniel Rich. He just caressed that 55 metres.
He's already had 3 handball receives, and going into this game, scouting the Lions, Carlton know that you can't allow him to run through the middle of the ground and get a handball receive. He's one of the best kicks in the game, as we just saw. It's happened 3 times already.
And as you see, the switch kicked into Birchall and then to Darcy Gardner, and then the handball over to Daniel Ridge. But that was a third intercept mark from Archie. And I think that's why they got Grant Birchall, because they had, as you see, the touch. It's just got over the line. Good shepherding there from McStay and Steph Martin. But that's why they got Birchall in. They were that worried about the kick to Birchall, where two of them have sucked over to Grant Birchall. He's passed it into Darcy Gardner, who then freed up Daniel Ridge. And you don't want to leave him vacant within 60. Nice, long, beautiful kick.
Martin back in. Pitternet jumps all over him. Cripps, the big ruckman, works forward. Helicopters one inside 50.
Accidental.
That comes off the boot. And we'll have a ball in.
Stefan.
Got to be careful using the word helicopter with a Carlton forward. The great Stephen Kernahan takes umbrage. He doesn't like the mention of it. Rich.
They went through, though.
Well, that's what he says as Neil emerges out of it. Good defensive fist from Wiedering. Petrevski-Seton, now Lions. Long ball forward and thumped over.
When you pick up the paper tomorrow, it just says that you've kicked a goal. It doesn't say that it was a helicopter.
He just doesn't like the fact that we keep referring to the way he kicked the ball as a helicopter, Big Chip, does he? He will love tonight too, by the way. He was the president of this club for a long time during Kate Simpson's time and loved him. So he'll be watching home the great Steve Kernahan. Hickwood, nice elevation. And he's basically telling all concerned that he wants to have a look at this from long range.
Yeah. 15 gone, Mark's here.
He's
pretty confident, isn't he?
Fearful working
he
over,
is,
isn't he?
Yes.
All right. We've seen Daniel Rich on the run get the trip from here. What's Eric Hipwood got? Oh, just sits it up. Kicks it out in the full. Not a player wearing the same jumper had any clue what he was doing.
And I think he's signalled that set play about 6 times, and none of his teammates were there.
Hodgie, is that something they would have practiced, Hodgie, or not?
I wouldn't think so. If Link McCarthy was a man they were going to market, Link was the only person close to that ball. So you'd almost prefer to be top of the goal square, so you go near your ruckman or near your other tall forwards who are going to put a bit more of a contest.
Here's Sam Walsh. Love the way that he plays on, although it's been partially smothered now. McCluggage got it to Robinson. Paulson under heavy pressure, sliding in. It's still ping-ponging around. Ed Curnow, some experience and class, got a torpedo out, and Starcevich has claimed the mark. Strange little kick, though. Jack Martin, Steph Martin the other way. Zach Bailey's a really good player. Lincoln McCarthy looks good on the boot. He's got his second goal. Something from nothing there.
Come on, Steph. You're a ruckman. You come back in, Hodgie. I want, when we come back, don't do it yet. I want to just pick your brains on a big ruckman trying to attempt the look-away handball. That is, well, adventurous and in the end superb.
Yeah, well, Steph Martin rates himself as a basketball with a no-look pass, but I reckon he could try that another 400 times and that not come off. That there from the big man, get his hands nice and dirty. The no-look handball to Zach Bailey, who then gives it to Link McCarthy, and is on fire tonight. He's kicked his second goal, but for Steph Martin, that's a great effort for a big fella to get down, be that composed, and a great finish from Link McCarthy.
It's good to see him back, Hodgie, isn't it? Steph Martin, vitally important to the Lions.
Yeah, he is. He's that extra big body. When they've had Oscar going into the ruck, they've probably been that one tall forward short with Fullerton getting injured a couple weeks ago. But having Steph down there and being able to give Oscar a rest every now and then is going to work well for him.
Territory battle being won by the Lions, as you saw. Rayner just couldn't quite get a handle. Coleman could. But he's run down by Petrevski-Seton.
Come back on. Try out.
Short to Simpson.
Down, Lockie behind. Play on.
Goes for a standing start. Torp almost worked to Casbolt. And through came Jones.
You know what? It's not a bad entry. The numbers back. Why not try that? Something different.
Jones goes to the hot spot. To Koning from the front. Eddie Betts dragged down in the Robinson tackle. Ball over the line.
And Mitch would absolutely love that. Him and Eddie are really good mates, and they were having a chat before the game, so there's no doubt after him he's going to be mentioning that one to Eddie.
I love Kate Simpson. Last game, played 342. He's going to go a barrel, Richo, and it's an underused tactic. I think there's some merit in it. Lockie Neal. There's Coleman. Pitternet did a good job, got it down to Sam Walsh. Extricated himself out of the tackle. Starcevic started in good shape. Muscled his way through. Oh, here comes Liam Jones. Charlie Cameron stood up pretty well on the tackle. Good intensity in this game early, Richard.
Yeah, it is. Carlton have been really good in this first quarter. Their pressure's really good.
Oscar's up.
Starcevic, he's been so good tonight, but that one there, he over-possessed with a handball to Charlie Cameron. He's just got to kick it. It's a wettish night. It's just going to slip forward, and Link McCarthy's been perfect when they've got it in there fast.
Nunes. Walsh. Robinson with him. Going to ground actually helped Walsh. Williamson. Long forward ball, and Mackay, lovely elevation at the footy.
Yeah, Payne just lost contact on him. This guy's huge. He's over 200 centimetres, and you have to keep him grounded. If he gets a jump at the ball, you're not going to be able to spoil it. You're probably only going to give a free kick away.
Harry Mackay. Low and straight.
Finishing the year off really well, Harry Mackay. Going to be a long-term key forward for the Carlton Football Club. 5 contested marks last week and 4 goals.
So let's just try and get a different angle.
And that was a nice mark there and a good finish. His finishing has let him down a little bit at times this year.
Nice goal from Mackay, but this was Hipwood before. We spoke about how he's done a set play, which he was the only one in on that plan, and then he went across and Fages just sat down, had a bit of a chat to him, thinking, what the hell were you doing? Where were you kicking it to? But the good thing is there, his mindset was he was trying to bring his teammate into it, trying to put it in a good position for a teammate to get a run and jump. But I think Fages is just wanting him to make sure he does it. There's a teammate in sight.
Don't have to be a lip reading expert there, Hotchie, to work out what was going on. What were you thinking, Eric? He's just miscued that one. There's a nice look away from Paddy Cripps and Walsh. Here comes Williamson. He's a left footer. And he's got a target he likes. Nunes is going to take the mark. That was classy stuff out of the centre from Carlton.
Yeah, they had numbers forward of the football then. Carlton, all the Brisbane players, a little bit beast to a honeypot. And Carlton had players out. Read the play really well. And Nunes was on his own forever.
What about the party tricks coming out?
The double look away.
Jeez.
You don't mind.
And then
yes, Hotchie.
Sorry, and then the composure from Williamson. A lot of blokes, especially young guys, would have had a fair shot from 50. Nice goal, but he had the composure to hit Nunes.
We know this man was the hero with a goal after the siren in round 12. This one, a lot more regulation. Jack Nunes makes no mistake. Good game of footy, this one. The Blues have got themselves right into the contest. You can see the rain coming down pretty strongly now, and they have put the challenge up to the Lions, who are competing for minor premiership with a win tonight. So they are doing Kate Simpson proud in this first quarter so far, the Blues.
Look at the vision there. That was Greg Williams, like out of the middle of the ground. All of the Brisbane players were drawn towards Patrick Cripps. They then had players out forward of the football. That was a really good play out of the middle of the ground. just brings his teammates into the game, as all the good players do. They make their teammates better. Great stuff, Patrick Cripps.
11th time this year Jack Nunes has kicked a goal in a game of footy. That's a good return. Including that sealer in Perth, of course. McInerney high. Neil.
Back.
He's got Brisbane in the back.
Thanks, Patrick.
Hard play to get away from Curnow. Super fit, great runner.
Bangs it off a step to Dane Zorko, who did not have to break stride. He goes inside 50. McCarthy's already got 2. McCluggage thumps into the post. Have a look at McCluggage come in here. Bang. They don't tend, unless you're Lee Matthews, they don't give way too often the behind post.
I reckon he might have got just underneath the padding part too, Hugh McCluggage. So he's back up. You can see middle of your screen there. He's fine. Through the hands, Casbolt. Look at that pickup. Slippery ball. Super player, Lockie Neal, the Brownlow favourite. And that one might be a hard one to mark. McStay comes sliding in. Here's Murphy. A bit of a hospital handball in the end for McGovern. Levi couldn't quite pick it up. McCluggage can, and gains about 15 metres, pulsing to the ground. It's an awkward footy to handle. Walsh did well. McGovern kicks it straight up and down. So ricochets back. Rayner went without the ball. And Curnow said, I won't. He got it from Kennedy, wanted to give it back off the ground. Was intelligent play in the end of half forward. A lot of Lions numbers around there, Birchall. And it's going to be Starcevic to clear it for the Lions.
Just bashes it in the Zorko direction. Walsh, as he so often is, just happens to be in the right spot, although it wasn't a great handball. Zorko off the ground inside 50. Look at the big boy. Big Oscar. Just could not hang on to the ball. Nunes tried to slap it forward. Comes back to Plowman. Penetrating down the line. Very nice ball.
Get it in there. Look at Casbolt at the top of the square.
Cunningham goes there now. Undersized opponent, but Lockie Neal wins a one-on-one.
That is a big, big win. I mean, Casbolt really should have done better there.
We might get another look at that. How about Lockie Neal outbodying big Levi Casbolt? Comes back towards Gibbons, and it was easy pickings in the end for Darcy Gardner. Even Lockie Neal wants to see the replay of this.
Lockie Neal's 178 centimetres and Casbolt's not far off 200. That is a big win. That's a goal gone begging. Hey, just quickly, Hodgie, Mitch McGovern, haven't seen much of him, but we talked pre-game about maybe playing him down back. It appears he is.
Yeah, he's sitting right out the back as a spare bloke, 35 metres off the last Brisbane Lions forward. So he was on Zorko before, and then they're just putting him back just to have an extra number down there.
Dying seconds of what's been a very good term for the Blues. Ask David Teague before it starts if they'll take a 4-goal first term and a 4-point lead. He'll say, yep, give me both. Good game, as Luke Darcy said, on a Saturday night at the Gabba. It's Carlton by 4 points.
Marks inside their forward 50 already. Brisbane only give up on average over the season 7 for the entire game. So maybe that's just not having the presence of Harris Andrews down there patrolling that back 50. That's a really good win for Carlton in that first quarter.
Hodgie, you are parked up there. I don't know whether you've got yourself back into position, but is this rain here to stay? What's the local forecast?
No, I don't think it is. We've had a couple light showers. It came through just at the start of the game, cleared up a little bit, and then we copped a little bit towards the end of that quarter. But we got bits and pieces floating around, but hopefully it doesn't affect the game too much, because the standard so far has been excellent.
Agreed. Second quarter underway.
It's going to be Pitternet and the big O. Umpire wants to have a second look at that. You often get an extraordinarily high bounce at the Gabba. That centre wicket, one of the few remaining AFL grounds with the centre wicket in. This time it's thrown up, and well played. Pitternet stepped out of the way, took clean possession. Levi. Daniel Rich back there has been pinned without prior opportunities, so it'll be thrown up.
It's going well, Pitt and Ed in the ruck tonight. Back into the team, 3 centre clearances already.
It's allowed Koning to play a bit forward, and they're certainly right in this contest, the Blues. Here's Ellis Yeoman. Cade Simpson in his final and 342nd game. Nice ball from Curnow. Sliding attempt, Jack Martin. Here's Koning. Initially took it nicely, then had a fresh airy. Nunes not really where he wanted to get it. Any bets is always dangerous, but the steady hand of Daniel Rich has just pumped it out of defence.
Ellis Yeoman with Simpson. Nice hands to McCarthy. Wheeling long ball forward, but it's to an out number. And Jones able to pick that off. He wants to come across the ground. Wiedering with lots of room to move, but that's what's ahead of him. One-on-ones everywhere. Just going to have to go low and picks out Zorko. And Rayner.
Yeah, another forward half turnover. We heard Zorko at quarter time saying that created 14 turnovers, just hadn't been able to score off the back of them. That's just really poor ball use out of back 50. Cam Rayner, first look at goals tonight.
Has had his issues, set shot, Cam Rayner. Rain falling. The crowd will tell the story. I think they like it. Good start to the second term for Brisbane.
Yeah, you just cannot turn the ball over in the back half of the ground, particularly against this Brisbane Lions team. It's a strength of theirs. Forward half intercepts to score. They do it so well, and that was just a perfect illustration of it there. They're going to punish you every single time. Easy as you like there. Just a poor kick from Wiedering, just a skill error.
Brisbane Lions fans.
The old Fitzroy jumper there, bottom middle.
Great to see that heritage continuing on the famous Fitzroy Football Club, and lots of supporters at home enjoying that. Paddy Cripps went off the ground and missed it. Lions got it to half forward. Now Petrevski-Seton's going to work his way through it. Spills to Rayner, who kicked the last goal, held it out, and then got through a couple of tacklers with ease. Bounced off the chest to Charlie Cameron. It's a pretty slippery ball out there. Charlie picked it back up again, dumped it on his boot, and just missed. So, what do you reckon, Hodgie?
Lucky I'm not a weatherman, boys. It's coming down really hard at the moment.
Neil turns it over. And then inside with a high ball. McCarthy's been really good. Runs an arc. And misses.
He's turned the Carlton defenders inside out a few times tonight, McCarthy. Very mobile player.
Matthew Kennedy just letting him know after he caught one in the throat.
You've got to download that weather app onto your phone, Hodgie.
I've got 3 of them, mate, and they all seem to be broken.
Straight down the middle, Simpson. Straight into the arms of Birchall. Off to Rich. Pumping ball. McStay elevates. Hipwood. Tough ball to control in the wet. Daniel Rich can't quite keep it in.
Got him. Daniel, you can pick that up.
It's Charlie Curnow and the boys looking on. Shane O'Sullivan, they're all celebrating Cade Simpson. Here is Charlie. He said, I'm going to stick it out for Cade Simpson in the rain. And his teammates all desperate to be there to celebrate a huge night for one of the all-time greats for the Blues. And they're putting on a pretty good show so far. Liam Jones. Have a look at the run out wide from Jack Nunes. Petrevski-Seton wants it further afield, and he's put it right where he shouldn't have, and that's to Archie. And the turnover's on again, Lions. Can they make them pay? Well done, Plowman. McCarthy. Zach Bailey had time to steady, and that was a bit too easy in the end of Zorko. What's he doing? Dane Scorco. It's going back to Mitch Robinson. Very, very unselfish.
Another really bad skill error coming out of their defensive 50. Just let Brisbane back into this contest. They had a little lead at quarter time, but they've been trapped in their back half and they can't get out because they're skill errors.
209th game of AFL footy tonight. His first 200, 100 at Carlton, 100 at Brisbane. And against his old side, he'd love to just drill this one through. Mitch Robinson, no problems from there.
Biggest lead of the night for the Lions, 10 points. Tough for David Teague, Richo, to do much about that. You slaughter it twice exiting defensive 50. It's pretty hard to defend from there.
Yeah, you win the ball back really well. Liam Jones wins it back in the air and wasn't any pressure on either. It's just a horrible kick. There it is there again. He had two teammates and he hit it straight into the middle, back to the Lions. And that's 2 goals now from big skill errors from the Blues in this second quarter.
The wrecking ball, Mitch Robinson slots it.
And it's his direct opponent, Jack Nunes, there. Makes it even worse for him.
Holding Brisbane. Advantage, advantage.
Yeah, the umpire advantage to Zorko. Long ball forward, almost McCarthy. Big McStay at the back, just couldn't get a handle.
Cameron. Careful, gents. Let it go. Move now.
Robbie, just push in again.
Yes, thank you.
Bit going on off the ball.
Cripps hurt his shoulder here.
He's got a little twinge there, didn't he, with the strapping on that shoulder, Paddy Cripps.
Still pretty sore. Obviously, he's been carrying it all most of this year.
What a brave warrior that man is. You can just see he's clearly in a bit of pain, but not showing any sign that he's prepared to come off at all. Lockie Neal. Hipwood, Robinson, you just knew he was going to take on the tacklers.
Squeeze up.
And in doing so, he's drawn a free kick, Mitch Robinson.
Push out.
Well, he drew that because of his aggression, because of his intent. The tackle slips high.
That's the line.
So Paddy Cripps has been...
Yeah, sorry, guys. Cripps has just run off. He was trying to stay out there, but the shoulder's just no good. Coming off to get assessed now.
We'll come back to you, Hodgie, see if you can give us an update on what that means for Patrick Cripps. Going to have a chat to the doctors as Mitch Robinson. Chance for back-to-back goals for Mitch. Pretty close to the man on the mark, but struck it beautifully. Couple to Mitch Robinson. He loves it.
He only kicked 3 goals coming into this game tonight, 2 already. But he just plays with that aggressive intent in his game, and that's what drew that free kick. Took the tackler on.
As you'll see, Cripps there with that left shoulder. Doesn't seem to be a hell of a lot in it, but as you see, the grimace on his face, he's just holding there, both him and Kamal Shelman, but then he's tried to stay out there. He went forward, he comes straight off, spoke to the doc and just went straight down into the room. So he'll go down and get assessed, and hopefully we'll come back with any news soon.
Thanks, Hodgie. Nice little patch here for the Lions. 3 unanswered goals in this second term, 2 of them from Mitch Robinson. Only had 3 goals on the season prior to this little burst. De Koning, Martin, Murphy.
On the ball, Brisbane, advantage.
Paid, Steph Martin takes it. Didn't get any real purchase on the ball. Here's Robinson again, piling through. Cameron smashed by McGovern. Get a dangerous tackle free.
The lift.
He jumped.
Well, he's got a good point.
Yeah.
Charlie came and jumped into him. I guess it's driving him into the ground that it's been paid for.
I don't think that's what that rule's for, Richo. It's the dangerous tackle where you sling them to the
10
ground.
seconds.
Got to be able to tackle with a bit of force, I would have thought.
Carlton, set shot. Very good. 4 in a row. It's a tough one, Richo, isn't it? Because you talk to the footy departments and they say if you don't take the player to the ground and allow him to keep his feet, he gets his arms clear and he can then handball, then the ball's away from the stoppage that you want. So they're taught to take the player to ground for that reason, and yet when they do...
Yeah, tackle to the ground, then the opposition's one player down. That's normally what you were coached as a junior. So it's the driving into the ground, which that was paid for. That's 4 goals in a row now that Brisbane have kicked at the start of this second quarter, and it's just a worrying trend for Carlton coming into the game tonight. In 8 of their games this year, they've given up a run of 5 goals to the opposition, and you just can't do that, particularly when the scoring is a lot lower this year with the shorter quarters. It just kills you. You lapse in concentration for 10, 15 minutes, and the game's, really hard to catch up now.
Still heavy rain falling at the Gabba. Steph Martin, welcome back into the side. They'll be very excited to see him fit heading into the finals. McStay. It's all the Brisbane Lions. Ellis Yeoman couldn't quite complete that transaction. Now Petrevski-Seton, can the Blues get something going back the other way? Curnow. He was tagging that man, Lockie Neal, and Mark Murphy came in, gave him some support. Back to Curnow. Daniel Rich has been really solid back there and drives a bullet pass. Beautiful ball to Hipwood.
Hipwood, quick release. Lockie Neal, all on his own.
That's just great run from Lockie Neal. He was involved in the contest up through the middle of the ground and then just pushed really hard forward. And it's something he's added to his game this year, is his goal kicking. That's just a bullet. You love that. Nearly put a hole in Hipwood's chest there. But look at the spread of Lockie Neal. He's always been a great runner, good overlap runner. And when you work hard, you deserve it, JB.
5 in a row here, Richo. That's not his best. Just sneaks it in from behind. I tell you what, Hodgie says the rain isn't going to come down too hard. Noah's about to dust his arc off.
Boys, please send through a new weather app.
It hasn't stopped raining since that prediction. Fair to say from Hodgie. That's good news. Paddy Cripps is back out there, Hodgie.
Yes, yeah, he's come back out. Obviously went back, got assessed, but as I said, he's a tough man. It's going to take a fair bit to keep him out of the game.
And he gets straight on to Cam Ellis-Yeoman, who looks as though he's been set to make his life difficult around the stop. But just pitting it, got a little bit of a toe poke on it. Now Robinson buried his head down.
Holding Brisbane.
He draws free kicks, Mitch Robinson.
You continue to hold him after the ball left.
Mark Murphy can't believe it.
Come back on.
Because he just goes so hard. And that was Mitch Robinson pushing in. That's not there. Just got that one wrong. I think Petrevski-Seton wants it out of there. It's just a tsunami coming the way of the Lions. They're doing everything at the moment. Eric Hipwood. Blues just hanging in there. Lockie Neal got it back to Hipwood. This will take something special. Centering kick. The big O with a slips catch. That was superb nearly. Didn't quite drag it in. And they reload again, the Blues.
To Koning. And Rich. Well-controlled ball there from Cunningham. But again, it goes forward for the Lions to McCarthy. Now McStay. Straight to Petrevski-Seton.
Well, they just cannot get out, Carlton. The Lions are winning it in the centre, getting it forward, and then it's just impossible to transition with football, and that's Brisbane's game. Just a great forward half team.
13 consecutive entries they've had the Lions inside forward 50. Hodgie?
Yeah, Richo, with these conditions, those last 3 entries inside forward 50 have all been low, flat bullets. Wouldn't you want the ball to be weighted a little bit more so you can do some work and try and take an easy chest mark?
Yeah, spot on, Hodgie. Impossible to mark that ball there. The big O did a really good job, but yeah, just a little bit higher and loopy, and let the forwards jump at it and bring it to the front.
Walsh to Cripps, back to Walsh. Where does he go with this? Straight into the breadbasket of Harry Mackay.
She did that well.
Michael Gibbons wants it. Harry sits a high one up. Almost Martin.
Come on. It's the footy. We're having a score review.
Ball has hit me. I believe it was going to hit the post from behind.
Okay. Score review. The umpire's hit. The ball has hit the umpire. He believes it was going to hit the post. Please make a call.
Review underway.
I don't really understand this. It's a point no matter what happens, isn't it?
Review complete. Looking at this angle, if the ball did not hit the goal umpire, it would have hit the goal post. Decision on the scoreboard.
But the ball came off a Lions player anyway. Did it not?
Yeah, I think the goal umpire got a bit confused there. That hit him on the leg and he thought it was going to hit the goal post. I think that was, in the end, as Daniel Rich said at the time, why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Confusion reigns at the Gabba. Rich surely picks out Zach Bailey. Hey, tell us a bit about him, Hodgie. Zach Bailey, he's turned into a really exciting player, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was a very relaxed fella, drafted from Darwin, and then he's just his work ethic, his pace and his composure with the footy has really stood out this year. He's able to break their lines and hit those kicks under pressure.
Been a big patch this quarter. All the goals have been the Brisbane Lions, and here they come again. Rayner, Lockie Neal, that's disposal number 13. Pitternet dropped the mark he should have taken. Now he's still trying to go back and get it to big fella. Got it eventually to Petrevski-Seton.
They've had issues here. Exiting defensive 50, Starcevic. Dangerous place to turn the footy over. McCarthy. Drills it inside 50, not going to work.
It's another poor entry. Hodgie just talked about those low flat entries, and that's a really low percentage there. That was always going to get spoiled out of bounds. The big O was on top of the square. That probably would have been the better option.
Kate Simpson, final game. Martin and Pitternet. Nunes off the ground. Robinson went to ground. Very tough to handle this ball at the moment.
Hodgie, would there be any directive from Chris Fagan to force the ball out in your forward line and get stoppages, or would the message be to get it to a predictable spot?
No, I'd say get it to a predictable spot. They've had so many re-entries. They need to get a couple of goals here just to get a bit of reward for their work. But those little bullet kicks haven't been going to their advantage. So it would be a bit more of a weighted kick so that let the forward do some of the work, as you were saying before.
Gibbons under all sorts of pressure. Rich ran into a heavy hit from Paulson, and free kick was there. Will be within scoring range too. Daniel Rich, nothing malicious about it, but the free kick was there.
Daniel.
Richard.
Yeah, he's had 8 kicks, Daniel Rich. We know how good he is at 100%. In these conditions, that says a little bit about his kicking skills. Not far off the best in the comp. And this is easy for him. It's a 3-quarter kick for Daniel Rich.
Only Brisbane Lions have been involved in the past 2 finals campaigns. He was there in 2009. He was there last year. And this has always been his unique talent, his ability to kick the ball. Have a look at that. That is superb from Daniel Rich. Daniel Rich has got a couple, and that is 5 unanswered goals this quarter. Now to a game-high 28-point lead to the Brisbane Lions, and God, it's a weapon, that, isn't it?
It is. You simply cannot let him get the footy anywhere near that 50-metre arc, because how easy did he do that with a wet ball? Little bonus for them tonight. Rich kicking 2, only had 1 on the season coming in. And as I just said, he's going at 100% from his 9 kicks, JB.
When you see a goal kicked that easily from that range, you wonder how so many miss from 15 out with no angle. Yeah. It's insane, isn't it?
So here's the free kick. And let's have another look at this kick from Daniel Rich. It just did it with ease. Look at this. That's what, 53, 54 metres out. Cleared the line easily.
See what's impressive about that? When you see someone kick that well, it doesn't over-kick it. Still timing, isn't it?
Reigning forward 50 entries at the moment, the Lions. Big Dan McStay swung the handball to Jones. In the tackle, Cripps body lines the ball as always. Off to Curnow. High and wide, Gardner outpointed his man, but then couldn't handle the footy. Casbolt. Must hit the scoreboard. The Blues, 5 unanswered goals in this term.
It's the 9th time this year they've given up 5 goals in a row.
Walsh.
Holding the ball, Brisbane. Play on.
Neil starting to build. McGovern a nice leap behind the footy, Richo.
Yeah, talked about it before the game, and I reckon it's something they should persevere with next year.
If they can get the sort of intercept defensive marking that the surname's synonymous with.
Well, he's a great mark. We know he can do that. And he's a really good field kick. So if he can be the 3rd tool down in that defence, come in and intercept mark, it may be something that can work for the Blues next year.
Kennedy. Bouncing ball. Gardner. Robinson. Rich. Blues in number. Petrevski-Seton just couldn't handle a hot footy. Walsh again. Shinned it into the arms of Lions.
Hold it. Play on.
They always look inboard, the Lions, their first preference. You see Birchall scanning. If they can get it to the open side, McCluggage now.
Oh, Jack, thank you.
Has
Play on.
got some space in the middle, and that was where it ended up with Hugh McCluggage. He was waving, and they just communicate so well.
Play on.
Charlie Cameron, he just had a look at the body of Plowman. Lockie Plowman did a pretty good job. Hodgie, what are you seeing down there?
Yeah, no, Curnow's pushing over to Lockie at the stoppage now, but then he's letting him go. So it's looked like it's just a head-to-head. Whoever's near Lockie will take him, but he's had 15 touches. I'd probably start to think to put someone a little bit closer to him again.
McInerney slaps it to the front. Zorko has it held in, as does Kennedy. Somehow gets it to Cripps, who goes with a wobbler. Hit the wrong side of the ball, Paddy.
Back here, Tom.
Leicester.
Mark, please. Thank you. Play on.
He got another 3 tonight, Lockie Neal. You'd think that's a worry. Watch, you'll keep an eye on that.
Gardner bites off the 45 ball. It's a good one too. Archie's played well in this game. Touch ball, as you heard. Kennedy takes the mark and then bashes off McCarthy. Wide to Nunes. So much of this term has been played in the Blues back half. Petrevski-Seton. And now Kennedy.
Matthew Kennedy back into the side. Sweep. Just trying to work their way through this zone the Lions have got well set up. Here's Kate Simpson. Great celebration tonight. You can hear the cheers. Nice acknowledgement from the Gabba fans as Grant Birchall took care of that one without too many concerns. Hodgie?
Yeah, Charlie Cameron, he seems to be hobbling his left leg. There's only a minute 30 to go, but he hasn't moved much. His opponent tried to run off him then, and he was hobbling to stay with him, so he's trying to get to the bench now.
Doesn't look good. Looks like he's holding the ankle. He's certainly got to tie the shoelaces up. Pitnet edged it forward. McStay. Lions. As Neil is having another really good night. Steps around to half forward. McCluggage. And Bailey reefed into the ground.
It's 21 entries this quarter.
Mark.
World record pace.
Let's just hope that Charlie Cameron ankle isn't something serious. That would be a body blow to the Lions. We know we've got the bye week heading into finals, but Harris Andrews with a hamstring, Charlie Cameron, two of their most important players. We'll find out about that. Archie, good tackle on Kennedy, and they want to go on with it a bit here. Kennedy, he knows he's got a holiday coming up. The Lions probably don't want to get involved in any of that stuff tonight.
Been patches of heavy rain if you're just joining us at the Gabba, so the ball and the going is heavy. Inside 50 again. Cameron, Plowman.
Throw it in.
Ball out. They're just holding on at the moment, the Blues. 4-point quarter-time leads turned into a 28-point deficit. Shows the dominance of the home side. And they have dominated footy at this ground. A winning record home and away is extraordinary. Bailey taken in a really good DeConing tackle.
Holding the ball, Carlton. Play on, advantage. Play on.
Advantage, whether you like it or not. Williamson is going to go aggressively up the ground, but there's really not much on offer at all. Mackay came in late. Here's Leicester. So 4 seconds remaining, chance for a score if the Lions can take a mark. But there will be no further score. That quarter dominated by the Brisbane Lions. They kicked the only 5 goals. That's the story we'll get to at half-time. We'll find out about Charlie Cameron. Looks like he's moving a bit better now.
A great start by Carlton, but Brisbane dominated.
A little bit more out of them. And saying that, we've got Cripps and Walks, their main two, starting on the bench, so maybe not Cat.
Here we go, second half, we'll see it full time.
It's been an onslaught since quarter time. Lockie Neal, a deep entry. Ellis Yeoman, the ball got past he and Petrevski-Seton. Does Bailey keep it in? Yes, he does. Martin came in late and did it nicely.
He's going to end up with Daniel Rich's suspect, and he took a really good mark. He's been in great touch tonight. The veteran, Birchall. Classy kicks of the ball combined there. To the skipper Zorko. Just pops it up. The big O's down there. Pitnet, pretty good job. Lockie Neal, he's trying to lock in another 3-voter tonight. You think he's on track. Which way is that going, Carlton?
Yeah, Plowman's got that one. Since quarter time, the centre breaks 6-1 Brisbane's way, and you're not going to get anywhere near a Brisbane team that are so good at locking it in if you can't win it out of the middle of the ground. So that's a huge problem for the Blues.
Casbolt fisted away.
I mean, you just cannot transition against them. It's their great strength, their forward half intercept games, so you need to be able to win your fair share of footy in the middle.
Eddie Betts, Richo, just the one possession. Battle to have any real impact?
Yeah, I wouldn't be judging the Carlton forward line too harshly tonight, because since quarter time they haven't really had an opportunity.
There is the great Eddie Betts, and there's his second possession. High ball forward. DeConing. Neal just continuing to find the ball.
Contact. Downfield. Watch him, Witter.
The young man just sits the Brownlow favourite down.
Play on.
He's got some nice aggression about him. Tom DeConing, or DeConing. That kick straight into the arms of Pitnet. Now Jones. And as he goes. Got some offers in the middle of the ground. It's a dangerous place to go. That's nice. Eddie Betts starting to get on the end of a few.
Hold there, hold.
Good ball from Eddie Betts. Kennedy now. Long inside 50. Casbolt's got out the back. The kick just had too much on it.
Kennedy's kick wasn't ideal, to say the least, but the Eddie Betts one just changed the whole landscape, didn't it, Richo? Picking that target out in between that makes such a difference. Here's Zorko now, happy to go in his non-preferred. Nice pick up from Williamson, gets it back to Kade Simpson, playing his last game, the long sleever. You'd love a goal. Kade Simpson, can he deliver one? Game 342, and there's a magic moment for one of Carlton's all-time greats.
Great call, Duke. No matter what happens in this game, he has been one of that club's all-time greats, and a wonderful moment.
Nice to see, isn't it? Every player get around him.
Yeah, it's great to see. Classic Kade Simpson. Followed up his own kick, got the handball received back. That's Kade Simpson, always been a hard runner. Followed up his own kick. Great finish. Great memory for him in his last game. He loved it. First goal for the year.
Goal number 139, and his brother is Ryan, I think it is in that one middle left. He's been a beauty. The Blues needed it badly. Curnow out of the middle. Harry Mackay just couldn't hang on. He had a good piece. Now they're starting to bring some forward 50 heat. It gets through the hands of Eddie Betts. Rain continuing to fall, so it's a really slippery ball. Leicester tumbles it over a couple of heads. Plowman. Eddie Betts. Good kick from outside 50 in the driving rain.
No. Right out, Eric, following.
Seen that a little bit this round. Players running through the mark, looking for a handball receive. Can't do that.
What are those numbers? One of the very best small forwards the game's ever seen. That's not his very best kick.
Archie's got it. Spent the previous 4 years at the Gold Coast Suns. He's found a home here at Brisbane, and he's had a pretty good night tonight as well, Archie, as that one goes out of bounds. Hodgie?
Especially in these conditions, Archie, that's his 5th intercept mark, as long as Starcevic, who's had 2 as well. So without Harris Andrews, these younger guys have been able to step up and fill the void.
Hey, Hodgie, just come back to you in a moment. I want to get a bit of a status on Harris Andrews, find out when the Lions hope to get him back. We'll come back to Hodgie in a moment. Ellis Yeoman, tackle from behind. Charlie Cameron got it back. Zach Bailey, McCluggage, slip away handball. We've seen a few of those tonight. Lockie Neal. This is Caden Coleman, exciting young player. Rich is going to get his 3rd goal. No, he flicks it over the top back to Starcevic, who goes short. And McCluggage back on the end of it. Pouring rain at the Gabba. And Hugh McCluggage sucking in the big ones.
7-17 this year, Hugh McCluggage. Could have been so much more, couldn't it?
Yeah, 1-5 from set shots too, Richo, so he's just...
Should have at least been a goal a game with some better conversion.
Had another outstanding year, Hugh McCluggage. He was in the Australian squad of 40 last year. He's backed it up, but this has been his challenge. That is going to drift lane and just hit the post again. So 7-18 for the year for Hugh McCluggage. Harris Andrews, Hodgie, how long until we see him back?
Yeah, we chatted to him before the game, and he did his hamstring 15 days ago. So you see the turnover here and the short kick in the wet, so they've surged it out. Nice mark there. But yeah, so he heard it 15 days ago. He's back. He said he was back training, obviously restricted training, but kicking, running. So hoping for first final, but they won't be able to confirm that until leading up. So he's still, they initially said 5 or 6 weeks. So yeah, they'll wait and see, but he's coming along nicely.
Yep. Petrevski-Seton. Steering ball to Murphy. Long ball to the wing. Archie has it worried out of his hands. Look how clean McCluggage. Taken to ground. Kennedy steps through. Burcham.
Hold, Eddie! Hold! Leave it on, play on!
Stay from the front. A couple of Blues wrestle for it. We saw earlier.
Yeah, took the tackler on.
Didn't actually dispose of it effectively either, Richo. Which
had to be paid.
That would have cost him. And that is holding the ball. Hugh McCluggage.
So how is that different? It's not.
Sits it up. Pretty easy for the defenders in these conditions just to smash that over the line. This is what it means to the Lions tonight. Port Adelaide obviously with a game to play. If they were to slip up for any reason, it would be the club's first ever minor premiership.
Slippery conditions, as you can see. Bailey handled it pretty well. Caden Coleman ricochets back out. Nice pick up from Leicester, and then he was dragged down. Has he given a genuine attempt? No, he hasn't. So, a nice tackle, David Cunningham.
Oh, now play on.
Sees an option right through the middle. It's an ambitious ball to Kennedy. Nice hands from Jack Martin. Got it out. Here comes Lincoln McCarthy. Cam Rayner looking the wrong way. Martin goes back in to get it. He was well tackled. Rayner. Still a ball to be won there. Petrevski-Seton did a nice job to get it to half forward. Starcevic has had a good night. Brandon Starcevic stepped his way through that with ease.
Holding, Carlton.
Pretty obvious free kick in the end of Lockie Plowman at half back.
Play on.
Comes to the broadcast side. Finds its way into the hands of Gibbons. That's a nice ball. Harry Mackay a long way from home, but he's a thumping left foot kick. He takes the man on the mark on and then slices through, but the finish wasn't there.
At least he takes the game on. I like it. He's got to continue to do that. Wheel and go. Something will unfold in front of you.
Been really, haven't we, since early stages of this game on weather watch with Hodgie, because we asked him if it was a passing shower. He said he thought it was. It's basically hosed down ever since.
It's just passing through, boys.
Hasn't lived in Queensland that long.
I think the word torrential could be used.
I'm a Victorian. I'm just adapting, fellas.
Biblical rain. It's been described as up there tonight. Hasn't stopped the Lions, although Blues have had a good patch here. Can they get the next goal and put a bit of pressure on? Good tackle, Jack Martin. He went straight full-chested at McCluggage. And they've played that deliberately. Jeez, that's harsh. Calling it short. McCluggage knew which way he was facing anyway. It's going to go towards Mackay. And Jack Payne, who's filling in for Harris Andrews, did a pretty good job on that occasion, Hodgie.
I think that might have been just a little bit of a payback for the one that wasn't holding the ball early. So I'm not 100% sure he actually meant for that to go over the boundary line, but I think it might have been an even up.
Good fist from Payne. Perfect connection with that. Martin back into the side.
What a great mate, Danny Frawley would have loved that.
Yeah, wouldn't he?
He was all over those, Spud.
That was a very clean connection. He mounted pretty much a single-handed case that there was skill attached to that, Spud, didn't he? High ball inside 50, and I think there might be a hold for Brisbane.
Come back on.
So Leicester received that free kick.
Hold. Michael out. Play on.
McCluggage to Koning. Cameron. Ball doesn't quite stay in. So what have we got ahead with the Lions in this final series coming up, Richo? We saw them go out in straight sets last year, but very competitive in both games.
Yeah. Look, I think at the very least, winning a final this year for the Brisbane Lions after finishing top 4 2 years in a row. It's going to be interesting with that Port Adelaide-Collingwood game, isn't it? If they finish on top, it's just going to change the matchups in that first week of finals. If you finish on top, more than likely it's Geelong. If they finish second, it'll be Richmond, who they haven't beaten at the Gabba for a long time, so they're going to be watching that Collingwood-Port game with interest.
Steve Hocking, that was the head of football at the AFL, former Geelong great. He's had a busy year, along with all the AFL team. Done an incredible job keeping this season afloat. Here is Curnow. It looked like Martin was manhandled, nothing doing. Mark Murphy off the ground. Mackay. Can he deal with his opponent? Payne, still a live footy there. Cunningham went back, picked it up pretty well. Murphy, the pressure came. He wanted Nunes. Zach Bailey overran it. Nice pick up from Walsh off his toes. Williamson run down, and then he got legged.
Carlton.
So Tom Williamson. It's a golden opportunity, and this would bring the game back to within 17 points.
And this has been a good fight back in this quarter, but it just makes that second quarter so disappointing. In wet conditions, coughing up 5 goals, it just kills you. Something they'll be looking to eradicate next year, Carlton.
Last 8 goals of the game have been kicked to this end. Tom Williamson has only kicked 1 AFL goal in his 32-game career. Now he's got 2. They got the nice spray from the coach, David Teague, at half-time. That man there, he went after them as soon as they came into the race, and you could only imagine that he was just channeling Cade Simpson, urging this group to give their all, and that's a nice response.
Just slipped a little low from Coleman. If there's any question, he had a piece of his boot. So nice finish, 2 in a row, Blues. Put themselves back into this game. One of the few AFL grounds where the cricket pitches stay in the off-season, so hard and slippery, middle of the Gabba when it rains. Murphy around the body.
Is it the only one, or the SCG as well?
SCG, do they keep it in there too? Actually, should know that, and I don't.
I think I think the SCG maybe, but definitely not the Adelaide Oval.
Guys, the Carlton boys have come out with a lot more energy, and it's led by Jack Martin. As you see the surge kick from a stoppage.
Thumped away. Starcevic. Sliding in Coleman. Zorko. Ellis Yolm on a fumble. Neal. Now Birchall. Where does he go? He sits a high one up for Big Oscar. Nice pair of hands.
Stay out. Play on.
Off to Neal, who runs a bit of an arc. And then punches a long one.
Carlton. Back to the 9. Cade take the mark. It's a free kick, but Cade's going to take the mark.
So you can hear the umpire. Free kick and/or mark, so it'll go to Cade Simpson. So it should in his final game.
Lasker, that's been partially smothered, so Cade Simpson's got some work to do now. Managed to strip it out of the hands of Hipwood. Goes back in. Cade Simpson. Final game tonight. The veteran. Now it's Robinson and Zorko. They almost get in each other's way, and McGovern's able to get it out there. Will it come back, Rich? Mark Murphy comes in. Slides it out the back. Nice pick up from Martin. Back to Starcevic. Bounced out of the hands of Williamson. Next goal's pretty important this game. If the Blues can snag another one, it's going to ask a decent question of the Lions. It's going the other way now, though. McStay, Simpson, was he tackled without it? Up by no sense of occasion for Cade Simpson. has called play on. Just a little look at. The big O might have given Sam Walsh just a little one underneath the jumper there, JB. Not too much in that.
Prerogative for the big man. Patrick Cripps, Hodgie, I'm going to get to you on him. Where's he at in this game of footy? Spending a lot of time on the pine. Had that shoulder issue earlier in the game.
Yeah, he's on the pine at the moment, but he's played a lot more forward as well. So it's obviously that left shoulder is really troubling him.
High ball. Jones focused really well. Liam Jones.
Holding Brisbane.
Starcevic, the recipient of a holding free. That's how the free kicks have been distributed throughout this game. Really have had a lot of control in this game since quarter time, but the Blues have kicked a couple. Sneaked themselves back within touch.
And there on the screen, will he be a Brownlow medal winner in a couple of weeks' time? He's had 24 possessions. Played another superb game so far tonight with his fair share of attention. This is Williamson. Floats that one wide, high, and out of bounds on the foot.
What a love his attitude. Lockie Neely had a lot of attention last week against Sydney. Curno's wearing him tight tonight, but his demeanour doesn't change. He's got a really good attitude. He's not complaining.
So Steph Martin trying to give him a little bit of a shepherd there. Lockie Neal working hard.
Were he to win the Brownlow, he would join Voss, Ackermanis and Black as Brisbane Lion Brownlow medalists. That's a fair trio.
Incredible names there. Who would you pick first out of those, Stars? If you had them lined up in the schoolyard?
It's hard, but hard to go past the great Michael Voss, I reckon.
Disputed ball.
No one's in the history of the game's gone as hard at the footy as Vossi. He was frightening out there. And then you had the silk of Black, and Ackermanis could do anything. We know that.
Rucks, please. Brisbane ruck.
Simon Black.
Just
incredible,
unrelenting there midfield, wasn't it, when you think about it?
Lappin in there as well.
Lappin, yeah.
Power. Here comes Walsh.
Then you had Power and Lappin, don't forget.
Marked by Archie. To Payne. He steers that wide. Out in the foot.
So I'm saying all that, that's why they won 3 flags in a row.
But we're never minded premiers, Richo, throughout that period of time, which we look back on. The Bombers got it once. Port Adelaide were an incredible side through that era as well. And the Lions, a chance to do it in 2020. Kate Simpson's happy to take on Steph Martin. He tried to get the short one to Eddie Betts. Didn't quite have the communication going. You've got to love that. Kate Simpson still has got the coaching going and the communication right to the very end.
Rayner. Robinson. Kate Simpson can't believe it.
I reckon if Robbo had got up and saw that it was anyone else other than Kate Simpson, he might have remonstrated a little bit more.
I reckon you're spot on, Richo, because Hippie would normally go and give it a push and shove as well, and saw who it was and just let him be.
Yeah.
3 goals in his career in a game 7 times, Mitch Robinson. 2 in the second term of this one, so he's in good goal-kicking form tonight. What about that? No, just a bit narrow. Good piece of it.
Hit it well, didn't he?
Just under a minute remaining, and the Blues have dragged the margin back by 10 points from half-time. It's a very gettable 18 points. They'd love to cause an upset here. Kate Simpson's final game. Which hands it off to Birchall. What a weapon it is to have those two great left footers delivering it into the forward line as Rayner got a good front and centre. He got to push it back, and Sam Walsh is pleading with the umpire to overturn.
I didn't think so. You covered his number, and I think it's in the back.
So Hodgie, that's the entry
I
we
didn't
were
think you're on the
talking
side. I
about,
thought
isn't
you
it?
covered
It
his
gave
number, that's why I
Oscar a
paid
good
full
chance to compete. It comes front and square.
Okay.
You get a free kick.
He's got a fair case here.
And that's that kick
Cam,
that
that's the line.
Birchall,
Gentlemen, can we
had
clear
when
out
he went
10
in there.
minutes,
He set it up just for Oscar and the other tall forwards to make a contest, and it gives you blokes like Link McCarthy, like Cam Rayner, like Lockie Neal-Zorko, the chance to get to the crumb, and if he doesn't mark it, they get an opportunity to kick a goal.
Got a bit of a gift of a free kick to Cam Rayner on the siren. He can put it straight through, and that just makes the Lions fans at the Gabba stand up and smile. It's a pretty soft free kick, but the score is in the book.
And it's just ripping off the tape there, so obviously it's pretty severe. He spent the last 11 minutes, and I wouldn't think he'd be coming back on again.
No one likes seeing that.
Mitch, 30 seconds.
One last effort for your champion, Kate Simpson, his last quarter of football coming up for the Carlton Football Club, and just back on Cripps. He's your number one asset. The season's done. There's just no point. Why would you risk him tonight? That's the right decision.
1368th quarter for Kate Simpson. And final. Paddy Cripps will see no more action tonight, we sense. He's having the tape cut off, so here we go. Pitternet just a little hand in. Petrevski-Seton tracking it back. Rayner with him. Martin comes in. Robinson a good pickup.
Throw it in.
And a ball in.
Nice tackle against his old mate, Mitch Robinson. He lightly built, Kate Simpson, but he has been brave and courageous and stood up to every physical challenge along the way. Lions, nice spinning move. McCluggage has had challenges with his goal kicking. And that one he's pushed way wide. So that's 7-19 for the year. McCluggage. Hope we can straighten that up in the finals in a couple of weeks' time. Here's Plowman.
Weird, isn't it? Because he's such a talented player and a beautiful field kick. Put a set of goals in front of him, it all changes. Gibbons. Cunningham. Casbolt. Murphy.
Just that one there. Harry Mackay was working back. I reckon Levi probably needed to identify his teammate there and almost shepherd for him, but both competed for the same ball.
Murphy tried to spike it forward. Robinson. Touch ball, as you heard from the umpire. Cameron, in quiet. McCarthy kicked a couple early. Back to Cameron. Worked that through well. He'll get it back now, Charlie. He's got McCarthy wide, doesn't choose to use him. Tries to call players to come at him. And then a high ball. Rayner, so powerful for a young man. Coleman, taken high.
Let's go straight up, please.
It's been a good acquisition for this forward 50 for the Brisbane Lions. Puts on really good pressure, Coleman. See a certainty for final selection, Hodgie?
Yeah, I think so, mate. What he's brought in, he's clean, he's composed. They rate him really highly. He was picked up by Essendon in the second round. They've matched that pick, and then they were just waiting to give him an opportunity. And with Link McCarthy a few weeks ago with a cork in and a few other injuries, they got him in, and they're loving what he's doing.
For his first of the night. It's good. Caden Coleman hits the scoreboard. 31 points for the Lions.
Seven tackles last week, Coleman, so we know how important that is now in your forward 50. You need players that put pressure on, and he's added something to that forward mix for the Lions. They love it, the fans at home.
Came through the Brisbane Lions Academy, Caden Coleman, and to roll into his first final series. Really exciting young player. Here's the big O. Mitch Robinson's been good tonight. A couple of goals. Walsh, Cluggage has got hold of him. Eventually, was good enough to get boot to ball. Pitnet, little fumble. McInerney still fighting for it on the hands and knees. And now Lions swoops it out. Archie slightly retarded, and now they've turned it over. Eddie Betts, he's got a target he likes forward, and that's a beautiful left foot ball. And Gibbons can go back and shoot.
That was good pressure there from Carlton. That's one thing. Even though Teague was a bit frustrated at half-time, actually Eddie, he's still having a crack, still tackling, pressuring, and Martin with a turnover. But they've come out, their attitude and effort after half-time. They're leading the tackles 52-37, so it's just probably skill and polish that's hurt him, not so much the effort.
Pretty good, Michael Gibbons. He's kicked goals in 8 games since the season was rebooted, and he makes no mistake from there. Nice goal for Gibbons. Pretty reliable player now, Michael Gibbons. It's his 11th goal for the season. Working as a tradie, JB, wasn't he? He was Western Suburbs, yeah.
The VFL taken as a mature ager for the Baggers, and he was on the building sites as a plasterer. Great story.
Skill there from Eddie Betts on his left leg. Really good pick up, Michael Gibbons. So apart from that second quarter, Carlton has been right in this game.
Pitternet. Rayner. And a ball up. Cam Rayner will go back and track the ball. He's so powerful. Look at that. Works his way through a couple of tacklers. Ellis Yeoman out of play. Really nice set shots, Richo, the last 2. But this year, hard to imagine that set shot kicking for goal could actually get any worse, but I reckon it has.
Yeah, it hasn't been good. The Lions are a team that has struggled with their accuracy all season. It's got a little bit better the last few weeks, which is a positive for them.
Thursday night.
It's just...
The Kangaroos, they must have missed about 7. That it's harder to miss than actually kick.
Yeah.
As the great Lee Matthews, all-time greats.
Little glass of red there.
Yeah, good on him. Kicked 900+ goals, that man, as a rover.
And it shows up here that they still love him. That just flashed up onto the big screen, and all the crowd gave him a round of applause as well.
So they should. Hodgie, doesn't matter where he is, he should get around, the great man. Back to the set shot kicking, Richo. Got the US Open on at the moment in the golf. A lot of them that are getting missed are like basically 2-foot putts. You miss them at that level, you don't stick around for very long, but we seem to just accept it, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know if we put enough time into it at training.
High ball forward, well done. Archie's done this really well tonight.
I think I remember being told to get off the training track, you know, to look after your body. But when you're paid to kick goals, surely that's something that should take priority at training.
Rayner, Leicester, Just a running sort of sack forward. Often they work. Steph Martin, good to see him back. Off to Hipwood. Dangerous on the left. Eric Hipwood. Brilliant. So Eric hits the scoreboard. Just starting to roll nicely into a final series, the Lions. They've got a nice look about them. We know they're going to finish top 2. It's just a matter of who they meet in that first round.
Really good run there. Look at that from Eric Hipwood. This is a guy that's 6'6", taking that ball at full pace on the run. Such a great athlete, Eric Hipwood, and they're the ones that don't miss. Because you don't have to think about it. It's more instinctive on the run. Beautiful finish.
He was pretty pumped with that too, Eric. Nice finish. Steph Martin involved in that play. They welcome him back. This is Steph back in the centre. I think he might be an important cog in the Lions finals push. Archie, he's had the game of his life tonight. Callum Archie. A lot of intercept marks. He's really put his hand up for a finals berth. No doubt about that tonight. Here's Martin. Pinning it with strength. Ellis Yeoman. Now Gibbons gets it back to Walsh. That's disposal number 24 from the young gun. He's backed up his Rising Star win last year with another big year. And
no second-year blues there at all. Sam Walsh, particularly the last 4 or 5 weeks, he's just got better as the year's gone on.
Well, as it stands, Rich Owen, we know things can change. The Lions and the Tigers will meet in that first final here. And Richmond haven't lost at the Gabba since 2004. They've lost 80 times at the MCG since they haven't lost here. It's an extraordinary record they have at this ground.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we've got to see what happens with the Port Adelaide-Collingwood game. But they have had a good record there, but you've got to lose one eventually, aren't you? You don't want it to be a qualifying final.
Williamson. Left footer, so he just puts Poop to ball, and Rich in the right spot, as he has been for so much of his career.
Big night from half-back for Daniel Richardson. That's disposal number 20. He's kicked 2 goals from half-back.
He's only had 1 kick that wasn't effective as well, Das. There's the other beautiful kick.
For Steph Martin. Here is Caden Coleman. All through the legs of Liam Jones, and opens the door for Lions. Charlie's always got a move or two, but even he couldn't dance his way through there.
Back Grant Birchall just heading into another final series. Birch.
Chasing premiership number 5. Grant Birchall, there he is. Hodgie's great mate. Brilliant to see him back out there, Birch. He's had so many dramas. He only played 8 games in the previous 3 seasons, and he's been out there most weeks. Grant Birchall has played 13 games this year, which has been outstanding. Here's Gibbons. Had to Koning out wide, and now Mackay. Wasn't really where he wanted the ball. Birchall intelligently slapped it down. Lester's got some trouble now. Wanted a free kick, threw it out almost. Lockie Neal to save the day. Picked up. Here's his marker, Curnow. That's heading towards goal. He might have got it. Curnow, he has.
Score review. Umpire scores a goal. Please check if the ball hit the post.
Review underway.
So a pretty quick review, I suspect. I don't think there's any drama there. They'll have a look at the Snicko. Just to confirm.
Switch through, Wedo. Wedo. No, thanks, mate.
Hard to tell from there.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to overrule the umpire's call on that, which he's called goal.
Review complete. Looking at these angles, there appears to be a gap between the ball and the post as it goes through, and there is no spike on edge. Decision on the scoreboard.
So he's had the job on Lachie Neale most of the night. Ed Curnow, he's had a pretty good season as well. Certainly put his hand up again this year.
Thanks, Pat. Put in 2 more 5-minute blocks of the year.
Yep.
Bit of reward here for Ed Curnow, such a hard-working player. Not much time to size that one up. Nice finish. He's had 17 disposals tonight, Ed. Just back on Grant Birchall. 4 premierships, obviously, at Hawthorn, but he can be the first man in history to win a 5th at another club. So going for a bit of history this year, Birch.
Through came Pitternet to Walsh and back to Pitternet. Wobbles one high forward. Mackay had a good piece, and there is Grant Birchall.
Grant, you've got the kick. Thanks, Harry. Straight back, please. Time back on.
Comfortable in the Brisbane jumper.
Looks at home, doesn't he?
He's got pretty established home life, I think, Hodgie too, Birch, hasn't he? Up in Brisbane, he's a happy boy.
Yes, mate. Yeah, he's enjoying it up here.
Mackay, good mark.
Mark, or free kick.
Might have got a free anyway, yeah.
He'll play on here, Harry.
Play on!
That's exactly what he does, Richo, and slots it.
Does it every time, Harry. When he's within that sort of 15 to 25 metre range, particularly on that side of the ground that favours his left leg, he loves to swing around.
They're just hanging around, Carlton, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they won't go
19
away.
points.
And that's why that second quarter's so disappointing, JB. I mean, they've basically sort of outscored Brisbane in the other 3 quarters. Just can't have lapses. The free kick was paid against Mitch Robertson. Harry marked it anyway. It's his second goal tonight from limited opportunities. Only 29 inside 50s for Carlton. And that is his preferred option, snapping it around the corner.
They are hanging around, Duke, the Blues.
They've been accurate, 9 goals won, and the one behind was a rush behind. So is there something special to come? Well within the restraints of possibility. Here's Lachie Neale. He's got something to say about it. He's decided to drive this one long, high and home. William Jones is saying I touched it.
Righto, I believe it's a goal. Can we please make sure the ball wasn't touched?
Score review. Umpire's call is a goal. Could you please confirm there wasn't touched before it crossed the line? Thanks.
It's going to be very
underway.
interesting.
It's sort of, we can't see there because of Steph Martin. What do you think?
Flick the pointer finger, maybe? Is it definitive enough to overturn it?
I think he's touched that. And Liam,
Hodgie, what are you making of that one?
No, I clearly think that is touched. You can see his finger go back. And you've got to trust the players a little bit, but I'll put that down as touched for sure.
Touched by the Carlton defender's left hand before it crosses the goal line. Decision on the scoreboard.
The line supporters aren't too keen on that decision, but you look at that there, the fingers go back. Smart decision.
you can't trust the players, though. They tell porkies in that situation.
Jones is very trustworthy, mate. He's a defender.
20 points, 8 minutes left. Can they do something for Kate Simpson in his final game, the Blues? Pumps that ball to the side. Archie has been unbelievable.
I reckon that's 6 or 7 intercept marks now. Eight intercept marks. What a night he's had.
Just look at your nose. There's a little... I reckon you're going to have to go off blood ball. Bit of blood on your nose. Blood. Black. Thanks, Callum. Your kick, Jared. Wait.
There is it.
Don't go, Ellie.
Had changed that interpretation, hadn't they? It had to be really flowing for you to leave the ground as that ball is high inside 50 for the Lions, who strangely enough suddenly need to just steady this game down, put it away. Zorko thumps it into Kennedy.
Be interesting where the votes do go tonight. I mean, Daniel Rich has had 20 disposals, 10 contested possessions, but 2 goals off the half-back line, as opposed to Lachie Neal's 26, 13 contested. I think you've got to put a fair bit of weight on those 2 goals to Rich.
Kicked 4 goals in 7.5 minutes, so everything would need to go right for the Blues, but you never know. Sorry, JB, just on Archie's 8 intercepts, only Nick Haynes and Jeremy McGovern have had more than that this year in a single game. He put Bailey, bouncing ball, touch through.
Desperate Liam Jones gets back, and Kate Simpson, he wants to keep it rolling. Here's Petrevski-Seton.
Haynes and McGovern 8 each as well, so if he comes back on and takes one, it'll be the best intercept marking game this year.
Great night for Callum Archie. Probably just on the edge of making sure he was a permanent spot in the side, and that creates no doubt Daniel Rich. Look at the skills. Just a little too hot on that occasion for Cam Rayner. He looks back and he's been outstanding tonight. Daniel Rich, 21 disposals. Couple of goals. So what can we manufacture from here? Long way back, the ruckman. Led by Casbolt. Got a half a push in the back. Lions. Floats one in the Charlie Cameron direction. Can't keep it in.
Quiet night for Charlie. Hasn't had to do much. His time will come in big finals. Bailey again. Jones got a fist in. Simpson keeps it in. Handballs to green grass. Zorko went and found it. Kicked a high one. Drop Mark Walsh. McCluggage. And he misses.
Just cannot find the goals. Hugh McCluggage, He's been a superstar player again this year for the Lions. There is Cunningham. Just cruising out of defence. Yeah, good hands from Mitch McGovern. Doesn't seen a lot of the footy. Just disposal number 5 for that man. Matt Kennedy steers it out wide. Ambitious for Sam Walsh. The one-on-one with Birch will always favoured the defender.
This has been promising for Carlton. The fact that Cripps has been off for the last 25-30 minutes of play, but they've been able to fight, they've been able to push. They haven't relied on the skipper just to lift him. So I know it's a disappointing second quarter, but everything else they've done since then has been a massive improvement for them.
Bailey walked into a tackle.
And Sam Walsh has been really, really good again.
Comes to Sam Walsh.
16 contested possessions, Sam Walsh.
High ball, Mackay. Good hands from the big man.
They're really good, aren't they? Sticky hands in wet conditions. He's finishing off the year really well. He'll feel good about his summer coming up. A little bit more strength and weight on.
That's his 3rd. Nicely done.
Good awareness there. Harry Mackay just didn't waste any time. He knows there's not long left. I mean, it'd be a miracle, but you never know.
It's been done before, Richo.
It has.
Especially Lions knowing that they've got a final coming up, so mentally do they put their cue in the rack and touch?
The great Lee Matthews always says you can get a goal a minute. They need 3 in just under 5.
This is a great sign, isn't it, for Carlton fans at home to see Harry Mackay with that sort of contested marking ability, Richo. Really, really exciting.
If he can get a jump at the ball, you haven't got much chance as a defender. Really long arms, 200 centimetres.
Can they do something for this bloke? Can they just turn it on for 4 and a bit minutes and farewell him in the style he deserves?
It would be a fitting way to end Kade Simpson's superb career, wouldn't it? Can the Blues get something going? Nice tackle from Jack Martin. Have to get the clearance. Here he is. He's going to do it himself. Well played, Kade Simpson. To half forward, Eddie Betts. Can he manufacture something here? The little champ goes back to Curnow. High ball. They need a big mark. Mackay's in good touch at the moment. At the back, Levi. And Mitch Robinson.
Good work, Mitch Robinson, the wingman, getting back to help.
Jammed it out of there. A lot of numbers around. Lockie Neal, Rayner, McCarthy. Not sure how he got rid of that one. Lockie Neal back in there again. He's put it underneath him.
The ball was knocked out, you dragged it back into him.
Yeah, having one last tilt at it here, the Blues. 4 minutes left. They've got some territory. McCarthy, Coleman. Precious seconds ticking down.
Oscar, Mark.
Walsh gets on the end of it. Good mark, Lester. Nice composure. He's got no option but to thump a long one down the line. Almost McInerney. Martin has it held in.
3:39 on the clock. And there is the 342-game champion, Kade Simpson, fighting it out
Carlton.
right to the very end as Jack Martin. JB, I thought they refined that rule a bit where it was just minor blood, and it wasn't necessarily causing an issue they were having to play on, but maybe not tonight. Caden Coleman dispossessed. Williamson picked up by Walsh, who's been outstanding, as Matthew Richardson said. The young gun. Brisbane defence go to work. Here's Walsh again, cleverly got it down to Cunningham. You heard the call from the umpire. Nancy Gardner managed to just penetrate it to the wing, and the big man Pinnonet gets it moving.
Quick release, but the handball's broken up. Massive turnover. Rayner off the ground. It's a foot race, and Cameron doesn't lose too many of these. Picks it up, and he has dribbled it through. No. They can't believe it. We can't believe it.
So we'll have a look at that in a moment. There it is to Gibbons, and the Blues launching another attack the other way. Got to get it moving here. Mitch McGovern scans the forward line, pumps it to centre forward. Mark Murphy got to contend with the few, and he comes flying through. Take it high. Oh, had to be taken high. Throws the call. Williamson wrapped up, and they'll throw it up inside 50. Thought Eddie was stiff.
Jeez. Did he signal that hit the post? Must have. But the only
just Murphy off a step, high forward. Mackay flying. Walsh has been so good.
Have another look at that. Actually,
I think it's worth another look, isn't it?
Delivered out of bounds against
Yeah. Michael on the line.
Gotta love the way the Blues have fought this game out. Clock stopped.
Doesn't need to rush.
Take a very good kick from here. And 8.
Let's have a look at this one from Charlie Cameron. Goal umpire in good position there. Must have clipped the padding, and yeah, you can see on the replay there. Well played, the goal umpire. No need to review that. Had us a little confused, it's fair to say.
But trust the goal umpire. Gibbons was the man that was meant to have that kick.
Oh, yes.
Over in Perth at Optus Stadium.
Freo fans everywhere screaming at their tellies at the minute.
4 points back, the Dockers.
That's when Jack Newnes stepped up and was the hero. Back in round 12 after the siren. Mitch Robinson only as far as Liam Jones.
Just got to thump it in there. He does. Simpson has to spoil from the back. Cameron's hands straight to Plowman. Walsh has been supreme. Got it to Paulson. His ball is going to miss. And a ball in.
You both had each other. If it's obvious, I'll play it, but I thought you both had each other.
Both coaches just thinking about this last minute. 28, always pretty composed. David Teague and Chris Fagan. He has set his lines up for a real chance to win a premiership. Walsh tried to slice his way through. And Lincoln McCarthy really handled that.
Thanks, Sam. Jans, clear out, please.
Pretty well. So the Lions, I'll have to wait on the result of Port Adelaide and Collingwood to determine if they secure top spot. Power have been on top of the ladder right since the very first round. And there is Lachie Neale. This is possession 28. Wittering really improved his game this year. Punches it back to half forward. Dropped by Mitch Robinson. Murphy tried to get through. Here's Lachie Neale. He just knocks up getting the footy.
Lions. Hipwood. That's a nice ball on the non-preferred.
Hold, Kane! Hold!
So 30 seconds left for that man on the mark, Cade Simpson. What a career he's had. 342 games. He's been a champ of this club. And you've got to admire the way his team's fought it out for him. Season done, they could easily have put the flag up the pole. They haven't. Final seconds tick down. Brisbane are into another final series. Well done to them. There it is. The curtain closes on a wonderful career. 18 seasons. Well done, Cade Simpson.